Hi and welcome back. In this video we're gonna talk about the cheapest pen testing tools that you can buy from Amazon and AliExpress. Let's start with the Swiss Army knife. This is a very versatile tool. I'm using it for cutting stuff like cables. This works very nicely. It's also very compact and it looks very nice. You can buy this also from Amazon. The second tool that I want to show you is this set of pliers. You can use this for all sorts of operations, like unscrewing bigger screws or tightening stuff, or also cutting. It has here a blade that they use for cutting, and it also has a set of screwdrivers like a flathead, a Phillips head, and well, all sorts of interesting tools. But basically you will find it very useful once you have it. Moving on to the good old lockpick. These were, I think, are among the cheapest on Amazon. I paid 10 bucks or so. There are, well, not the best I've used, but it gets the job done. If the lock is not very sophisticated, it has only 17 pieces. It also comes with this for tensioning the lock. And besides opening normal locks, I found it very useful to open this kind of locks. Well, not necessarily lock, this is more like a button, and it works. Instead of pushing it, you have to turn the key in it, and doing this, the electricity will shut off or on these terminals. This little thing is no match for this cheap lockpick. I'm back. So next up is the RFID cloner. This is mine. I picked this up last year. It was on Amazon. It was a sale. It cost me roughly 25 bucks. It's a Chinese one. This is the box if you want it. You can look it up. It is not the best out there, but also not the worst in the wild. It's a very simple device and it works like so. Here we have already a written card. So how does this work? So it has a coil in it, and on this coil someone wrote a code on it, and this device will simply read the code, memorize it, and then write it to a blank card. Let me demonstrate. Let's turn this thing on. Warning, blah blah blah. Let me just click OK. Yes, it's very annoying. Okay, now you just need to click scan, but first put the card on the back. Okay, let's do the scan first. All right. Card number is 139668992. Very good device. Okay, now throw this away. Let's grab a blank one from the pile here. A blank, come on man. Yes, not here, but here. And now just click right. Right success. And there you go, that's it. So it's a very fast process. Usually you have to pay attention with this stuff because your card can be cloned in a matter of seconds. Next up is the USB killer. The USB killer is a USB device, a small device, packed with capacitors. So under this shell are lots of capacitors. I can't remember how many are they, but this is a very well camouflaged one because it resembles your usually SD micro SD adapter. Of course it's not. So how this usually works is you plug this in your USB port. It will take a few seconds for the capacitors to charge, and if they are charged, then it will discharge roughly 400 to 500 volts into the USB port, taking out the whole main board. Well, this is nice to have, but mine is a little bit different because it was custom made, and this charges from this 9-volt battery. Unfortunately, this battery is dead, and yes, so it works like so. So you just plug this in here. It looks like so. Just wait a few seconds. It has here a blue LED, and when this LED disappears, then the thing is charged. Just unplug it and just do your thing. Well, it's an unethical thing to do. I have made it just to demonstrate how USB killers work, and sometimes this manages to kill also the SSD hard drive of the client. Next up are black lights or UV lights. This is the small one. This is the big one, and we are using it in forensics to look for biological residue on, for example, keypads. During the process of typing in, for example, your password or your PIN, your fingers usually leave behind the oils or some kind of remains that are easily picked up by this UV light. So if you have sweaty fingers and you have just put in your PIN, and yes, this will somehow pick it up. Next, is the Raspberry Pi. This is the Raspberry Pi 4, and this is the Raspberry Pi Zero. In case you don't know, these are very small computers that you can program to do basically everything. This little thing runs Kali OS. I love this one. I have used this lots of times. I've bought this a few years back. You can find them, I think they are cheaper now. It was a problem about 2 years ago. They went very high, skyrocketed in price, but now I think they are affordable because the Raspberry 5 just came out last year. And well, both you can use in pen testing. I like this one because it has lots of power. This small one is very small and it's very power efficient. Well, you can use this to create bash bunny. Bash bunnies are usually bad USBs. So are they called. You can program it to run code on the device that it's being connected at, remotely of course. So it has a Wi-Fi, and you will plug this in to the victim's computer, and from outside, in the range of this Wi-Fi, you can connect to this little device and run code on the victim's computer. This is why it's very dangerous. It's very small. You can hide it. Of course, not in this case. This is the original case, but it can be very well hidden. Okay, the big one, I like to use this as persistence device in the data center. You just plug it in, and it supports power over Ethernet, so it doesn't need a separate power source, but it's powered by USB. No worries here. And you can set it up to create a reverse SSH connection or whatever you want to keep your persistence on the victim's network. It's a very great device. I think this is my favorite so far. It's very versatile. You can use it also for all sorts of projects. The internet is full of great ideas. Next up are these Wi-Fi adapters. This one is the 2.4 GHz and this one is the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz. These Wi-Fi adapters are from ALFA, and these are a little bit different from your normal ones because both support monitor and packet injections. Being this smart, you can use them for Wi-Fi attacks. But unfortunately, or fortunately, these work only with the WPA1 and 2. Or WAP, yes. Okay, I am not gonna cover how this work because the internet is full of demonstrations with aircrack NG and so on. I'm gonna put on screen what the difference between both is, but the antenna. So you noticed it's longer, it's a 10 dBi, and this means that this will cover longer territory, so it will pick up more SSIDs like this small one. But this one has also 5 GHz, so which one is better? This is why I got both. So you are seeing on the screen what the difference is between those two. So it's not big, but hey, I'm glad I snatched both. So yes, you can find them online. And yes, basically that's it. This is the old phone. This is my old LG V20. This was a very good phone back then. I love this little device. Unfortunately, it's broken. But what I did like about this one is that it had the infrared blaster. I could use this little phone as a remote control for TVs and ACs. You see, lots of data centers, especially the data centers that don't have lots of money, they cool their servers with the normal ACs like you have on your house. So they don't have HVAC systems. And this is good news for the pen testers because they can use this device to shut them off. Yes. Unfortunately, nowadays only a few Chinese manufacturers fit this little infrared blaster on their phone. Last device is this laser pointer. You all know what laser pointers are. This one is a green laser pointer. It's not the weakest, but also not the strongest. The strongest are the purples, I think they're used to pop balloons. Unfortunately, this can't do that. I bought it to play with my cats, but I figured out that you can use this for other stuff like blinding. Not me, not the animals, but the IP cameras and the CCTV cameras. Allow me to demonstrate. This is a webcam. Look here how it gets blinded. If you do this, did you see? Well, I played before with this one, and you can spot some dots on the screen, like there. It messed up the camera sensor, but in order to do so, you have to focus this exactly in the sensor. This would be not very easy if you are out in the field, because the CCTV cameras use lenses, and yes, lenses diffract lasers. So it's a nice little device to temporarily blind IP cameras and CCTVs. Okay guys, let's wrap it up. I've talked about the cheapest tools that came into my head for pen testing, but I forgot about the laptop. That is the most important one. And before you use these tools, please stay out of trouble. These tools can get you in trouble. This is why they have to be used only by professionals that do testing. Being that said, I hope you learned something. See you in the next one.